Now that we have discussed Mario in 2020, whether it be a big Paper Mario game or a big 3D adventure like Mario Odyssey, we couldn't help but speculate another Plumber's Adventures in 2020. No, not Luigi, he already got Luigi's Mansion. So what are we talking about exactly? Nope, not Waluigi either. He could be DLC for Smash later down the line, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about Wario. Yes, Wario has been kind of MIA on the Switch, and kind of been MIA on multiple different consoles. Let's look at the Wii U. The only game we got from Wario there was Game & Wario, and it was kind of like the micro games, but worse if you played it. It was kind of a experience to Wii U, this is how the Wii U works type of game. Kind of a Wii Sports of WarioWare. But then we got another WarioWare game later on the 3DS called WarioWare Gold. This was a lot of fun because it was the micro games that people really wanted to return, and it returned, but there was a catch. Most of it was reused micro games from the past games, whether it been on the old DS or the Wii, and lots of people have played these games before, and they were kind of confused as to why we're getting them all again, even though the game was a lot of fun. So now we're looking in the year 2020, and what does Wario have installed? Well, we have more than just micro games here, because Wario has had big games in the past, and I have 3 different sets of games here that could possibly be releasing in 2020, and you guys gotta let me know if you guys would be excited about any of these games. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and like the video if you enjoy to stay up to date on all things Nintendo all the time. Without further ado, let's talk about what Wario can bring to the table in 2020. We start our list off with a 2D Wario. We really haven't had too many 2D platformers on the Nintendo Switch at all, and actually now that I think about it, I don't think there were any. Yes, I know there were ports such as Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and Mario Bros. U, but we really haven't had a dedicated from the ground up made 2D platformer for the Nintendo Switch. So why not start it off with a Wario game? Wario Land Shake It was an amazing 2D side-scroller for the Nintendo Wii. It had a beautiful art style and some of the best music in any Nintendo game to date, in my opinion. I love that game, and I think they could go around that route again. Something else they could do is there's actually rumors out there that they're going to remake a Wario Land game that originated on the Game Boy. I love the Wario Land series. Wario Land 3 is my favorite, so a Wario Land 5 even would be really cool to see. I think that 2D aspect of Wario is interesting because it's not just going through the level and then completing it. You have to go to the end of the level and then make your way back to the very beginning if you've ever played it. It's kind of like a Metroid Escape the Room type of thing. You have to work all the way back before the timer clicks to the end, and then it's game over. I absolutely love the Wario Land games, and I think a 2D Wario Land is actually the most realistic out of everything on this list I have to share with you today. So we'll have to wait and see, but a brand new Wario Land Shake It or a Wario Land 5 would be very great, even a Wario Land remake at this point. The next one I'm talking about here is a big 3D Wario. This one is not likely because after Wario World, they really haven't done this ever since, and that was on the GameCube. I would love to see another 3D atmosphere of Wario because they're so weird. If you ever played Wario World, which is probably a few of you, it is the weirdest game I've ever played from Nintendo. I mean, I've had friends tell me that it didn't even feel like a Nintendo game. So, I mean, it's fun. I loved it, though. I don't care how weird and how goofy and how forgettable it was. It was a fun game, and it kind of followed the trope of the Mario 3D World theme, where the camera was in a set position facing Wario, and you can move left, right, up, and down, but in a fixed space. And I really like this idea. You know, as you can see in 3D World, it's kind of a linear Mario compared to most of the open world Marios, and it's in its own category for that reason and that reason only, just like Mario Galaxy. And the same thing can happen here. It's a very linear Wario, but it's still a lot of fun in that 3D space because Wario had a bunch of cool moves. He could pick up enemies, he could throw them, he could pile drive them, and even butt bounce on them. And there was a lot of collectibles hidden throughout the stages, and a lot of new creepy, weird, and just goofy enemies scattered throughout the entire world. I absolutely love this game, and it's still in my collection today, ever since I was a little kid. Once again, if you're ever going to go out and play it today, it's a little creepy, just be prepared, but I think a brand new 3D version of Wario would be really cool to see on the Nintendo Switch. Odds are, probably not though. And now we move back to what I was talking about in the beginning, the micro games. I love the micro games, probably the most. They're just so simple and easy, and it's fun for a party. And we don't have much party games on the Switch right now. Yes, we have Mario Party. It's not that great, but I would love another. This is like a true party game to me. Anybody can come sit down. You don't really have to know the rules or anything, or any mini-game specific stuff. You just jump up, grab a controller, and do one command for a mini-game. Maybe it's tap A really fast, shake the remote, or it's like stand up in a certain way. And my perfect example of WarioWare micro games by far is WarioWare Smooth Moves for the Nintendo Wii. This game is one of the greatest launch titles for a console. At least I think it was a launch title. It was early in the year regardless, but it was a lot of fun. I could not stop playing this game. It was really my first game on the Wii. I love the fact that it's so wacky. Like I said, any of these games are going to be wacky regardless. It's Wario. They're made with just wackiness in mind. The developers are off to something. They're off the rockers, okay? But I love WarioWare micro games. They're just so kooky. You got all those characters. You got Jimmy T, Mona, all those different Orbulon, these creepy characters that just work out so well, and they feel so much like a creepy, crazy, ridiculous Mario universe that just isn't represented enough. And I think it's time for Wario to make his appearance on a Nintendo Switch console, and I think why not go with the micro games? Now, the last micro game collection we got, which was the last Wario game, WarioWare Gold once again, and it was a collection of past games, so I want this game to be completely new. I don't want any type of remade games. I don't want anything being brought back unless it's completely reimagined, and I just want this to feel like a completely new game of the series. So whatever this next Wario game turns out to be, I think it's going to be a fun one, and I at least hope it's a from the ground up brand new build of a Wario game, not a port or a remake, something new. We need new games. So whether it's be a big adventure 2D game or an open world 3D Wario or maybe something smaller just like another micro games collection game, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But now to you guys, what do you expect to see from Wario, and do you expect to see anything from him here this year in 2020, or do you expect it to be another quiet year for the angry, grumpy, garlic-eating plumber? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Like always, I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.